Hello everyone. In the last class, we were discussing about food habits. In that, so many factors are there which are going to influence food habits. In that, we started with culture, religious belief, and traditional belief. So today, we are going to continue the rest of the factors with the remaining four factors. Culture we have discussed, religious belief, and traditional beliefs also was discussed. So next is geography. So geography or a location is going to influence our food habits because the geographical locations of various parts of the country or in the globe are having different soil, climate, water and agricultural practices. So in different geographical locations, due to these diverse factors are going to influence the food growing conditions. So, according to the suitable soil and climate, the food is going to be grown. So, that also influences the food habit pattern of a particular area. People tend to eat and adjust to the food grown in local area. For example, in South Indians, we grow more rice since our soil climate and is more suitable for growing rice, whereas North Indians will grow more wheat because that area soil climate is more suitable for growing wheat. So they consume more wheat since they grow more wheat. We eat more rice since we grow more rice. So this is how it is going to influence our geography is going to influence our food production. In turn, it is going to affect our food habit or food patterns. So rice grown in tropical areas. Rice is grown in tropical areas like in southern states of India, whereas wheat grown in temperate regions such as in the northern parts of the India. So continuing, the next is economic status. So the food pattern or food habits are also going to be influenced by the economic conditions or income. It is one of the important factor which is going to decide the food selection. And food habits of a family depends on income and affordability. How much budget they are going to spend for a food per month, that is also is going to affect our food habits or food pattern. Amount of money available and allotted to the purchase of food is going to decide the food selection. If the classes of the society based on the economy, low poor people below poverty line or middle class or above poverty line or rich income group, they are having different food habit patterns. So low income group restrict costlier foods. They cannot afford costlier foods since it is economically high budget. So they will tend to take low cost foods, whereas high income group will choose whatever the type of foods that is available since they are economically affordable for any type of food patterns. So if in most of the people, we used to tell that Sunday special non-veg is usually once in a week. So why you can't make non-veg every day? Because it's a costlier. Whereas dry fruits, almonds, dry grapes, almond, cashew, pista, they are all costlier foods. So high income group can afford eating these things every day, and also fruits every day they can eat. But low income group, they cannot afford eating dry fruits every day and non-veg every day because they are having a selected budget for the purchase of food, for spending to the food. Coming to the social factors and lifestyle, social factor also important, which is going to affect our food habits along with lifestyle. Eating forms a very important social aspect of life. Various food habits are practiced by modern man in festivals, ritual and pujas. India is a having diverse social practices, which is also going to influence our food habits. uh, for example, even though some people are non-vegetarians, they avoid eating, especially some people consider Monday they should not eat non-veg. Some other days they can eat. So selected festivals they will not eat non-veg. So like that, so many factors are there. When they are going to temple, they don't think that we should not eat non-veg and go to temple. So food habits and social factors are bonded together. So that is followed in our country. So and also coming to the in family wise, in Indian families, we previously in a family the children were given first food, followed by male people, and then at the last female is going to take the food. This is was what the habit was previously seen, but now due to globalization and all these things, the food habits are also going to change. And also the office worker food habits, construction worker food habits, and call center employee food habits is going to be different. If you are in a rural area and if you are seeing in urban area, there is a lot of difference in eating food habits. Even if you take a um, online shopping, it is available for some of the district level, town level, not to the village level. So that is what lifestyles in urban lifestyle cities you can get even online shopping. Not only that, you can get a online food delivery. So that is which is not available. And also pizza, burger, which are more frequently seen in cities or urban areas, which are not very much seen in small village or rural areas. So this is how lifestyle is going to affect our food habits. So city people's or urban people's lifestyle in food habits also changes compared to the village people. Next, we are going to discuss about production, distribution, and transport. So, production of food, distribution of food, and transport of food. Mass produced local foods are cheaper and readily available. For example, the coconut oil is cheaper in Kerala compared to Karnataka because it is more produced there in Kerala, whereas in Karnataka, coconut oil is costly because we grow very less coconut compared to Kerala. So, more you produce in that local area, that product will be cheaper. And also distribution of local grown foods. So if your distribution of locally grown foods in that surrounding area is very cheaper, since it takes very less transport charges, and also very much less time less, economically also very cheaper. That is why distribution of local grown foods is easier in the s- local areas. For example, if you want to transport rice from within the state, it is easy, but whereas if you want to transport rice to North India, it is very costlier because distribution takes too much time, and also transportation charges. So last one you can see transport of food from a grown area to other area increases the cost of food. So wheat is costly area in South India compared to North India because that wheat has to be transported from North India to South India by lorries, and it will take charges, transportation charges. So that also going to increase the food price. So next one is, by this we concluded the factors affecting the food habits. Next we are going to study the topic or heading called as role of food and its medicinal values. So food is energy, food is medicine. So which is the best pharmacy? If anyone asks, the pharmacy or a medical store is your kitchen. So because most of the food are having medicinal values, food is the basic part of existence. You can see in the food in the middle and then right side, you can see food gives energy and a raw material for growth and maintenance, and also for tissue repair. And also on the other side, you can see food in the other side arrow mark, you are seeing medicinal values. So along with these basic functions, it is also having the medicinal values of curing the fewer diseases. So let us see some of the Examples of food having medicinal values. So ginger is used in the disorder of gastrointestinal tract. So gastrointestinal related problems can be cured by using ginger, which are widely used in Indian masala items. Ginger is a common item, so we are using it in most of the uh, cooking dishes. And it also anti-dyspeptic, antispasmodic, and anti-ulcer agent, so which is going to provide a very good relief from various type of these related problems. And pepper is related to reducing the rate of weight gain, and onion is considered to lower the blood sugar and also fight cancer and asthma. In village areas, previously several years, decades back, when coughing and bronchitis is there, they used to take one raw onion and put it on a fire, and then for few minutes, and then take it and open it, cool it, open it, and then eat it. Then it is going to give some relief for asthma, which is now not practiced nowadays. We are all uh, following the this English medicines, where when small cough will come, we'll go to medical store and purchase a cough syrup. So which was not seen by our grandparents. They used to treat with local food items, which are going to give relief by various type of simple health related problems. Garlic uh, is seen as preventing asthma and high BP and headache. So people used to keep garlic in their pocket, especially sometimes whenever they feel they can chew it and get a relief. So garlic is a very good item for various type of ailments or health problems. Tomatoes are considered as preventing cancer and chronic fatigues. So this is what some of the role of medicine values and their examples of food having medicinal values. Next is the diet therapy. So whenever you're giving a treatment, therapy or a treatment in a hospital or in a home, along with medicines, English medicines, you should consider the food also. Whenever we go, when the person goes to doctor after showing his problems and then telling the problems, and he is going to be prescribed with certain medicines, and the patient, we usually ask in Indian patient to the doctor what type of food has to be taken during this treatment period. Doctor tells not only the medicines, but he also gives the guidelines for what type of food has to be taken during this treatment period, which is also called as pathyam. So certain food has to be avoided and certain food has to be taken. So during this treatment of the specific diseases, specific diets are prescribed. So that is what diet therapy. It goes hand in hand with medical treatment, and it is planned as part of a complete care of a patient. Overall approach of treatment should be considered not only just medicinal, it should be psychological and also nutritional aspects should be included for the treatment of a patient. So let us continue. Next, we are going to discuss about the classification of food. So food is the substance or material which can be suitable for consumption, and it gives growth, energy, and maintenance and tissue repair. That's what we discussed. So let us see what are the classification of food. So based on various aspects, food can be classified. So classification is a one of the main um, disciplines or objectives in any topic you see. From childhood we have started with the alphabets. In that again there are classification is there: capital letter A, small letters, caps and small letters. So wherever you go, there is the, you cannot overcome the classifications. It's very important that you have to study classification in every subject and in every disciplines, so that will give you a clear idea about the topic. So let us continue. The food is classified based on function into three types. So number one is energy yielding foods, and second body building, and third one is body protecting foods. So let us in detail we discuss about energy providing foods. So food which gives energy are called as energy yielding foods. Food rich in carbohydrates, fats are termed as energy yielding foods, such as cereals, roots, tubers, fruits, sugars, and fats. They are energy providing foods since they are rich in carbohydrates and fats. They are mainly meant for providing energy. Second one is body building foods. So they are meant to mainly for growth purpose and maintenance and repair. The food rich in proteins. So first energy is for carbohydrates and fat, but bodybuilding is by proteins and minerals, which are going to build our body. Muscles are built by proteins and various type of bones, teeth, usually calcium related. There are minerals and other iron, which is helpful in the formation of blood. So like that, bodybuilding foods are also should be considered nutrients such as proteins and minerals. Examples for these are milk, meat, fish, egg, pulses, and nuts. These are rich in proteins and minerals. The next one is protective foods, which helps in the giving protection or immunity for the body for regulation and protection purpose. Food rich in proteins, vitamins, and minerals. So you can see proteins comes in both category, bodybuilding and body protecting, and minerals also. So protecting our body, protein, vitamins, and minerals are very important, which are obtained by green leafy vegetables, fruits, milk, and egg. This is classification based on nutrition. Function based on function. Next, we are going to classify the food based on origin. Origin, from what source we are going to obtain the food. Based on that, we are having two types of food: plant origin foods, which are called as vegetarian foods, and animal origin foods. So food obtained from the plants are called as plant origin foods, uh, like cereals, pulses, legumes, nuts, vegetables, and fruits. These are all obtained by plants. Whereas animal origin foods are obtained from animals, like meat and its products, fishes, egg, milk, and its products. Milk is considered as a vegetarian even though it is obtained from the animal, but it is not having flesh and blood, so that's why it is considered as um animal origin, but uh, vegetarian, as a vegetarian, not as a non-vegetarian. Nutrients which are present in the food now are going to be divided based on the quantity into two types. So next we are going to discuss about the classification of nutrients. There are two types: macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients are also called as major nutrients. Their function is to be they are taken in large quantity, and they're having larger aspects of metabolic activities. They are taken in large quantities. They form the main bulk of the food. They are the main bulk of the food, and they provide energy. These are the three main important functions of macronutrients, followed by several other functions. Example for macronutrients, which are required in large quantities in gram to kilograms. They are carbohydrate, proteins, and fats. So they are not in micrograms, they are in grams level. So that's why they are major nutrients or macronutrients. So next one is the micronutrients, which are also called as trace elements or minor nutrients. They are also called as trace elements also, which are required in small quantity. They are helpful in the utilization of macronutrients. What are the macronutrients you are taking? They are to be utilized properly with the help of micronutrients. So just taking macronutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats will not perform their work if there is the absence of micronutrients. So micronutrients are going to support the utilization of macronutrients. So they are required for regulation. Micronutrients required for regulation, growth, and development. And examples for micronutrients are vitamins and minerals. So this is nutrients classification. Next we are going to talk about food standards. So food is also having standards like every items we are going to purchase in a market, they are having some standards. So brands and also standards. Food is also having standards like electronic equipments. You are having ASI mark, and you are for gold. You are having UG mark, Hallmark, all these things. Not UG mark, Hallmark is there. So similarly for food, we are having different food standards. So let us discuss these food standards, what it means, and what are the types of food standards. So food standards are formulas to regulate the quality of the food. Its aim is to protect the health of the consumers. So as a consumers, we are purchasing the food items from a market or a trader. It should be free from contamination and also toxic substances. So to ensure that, government has made good food standards which are going to give you a quality food which is free from toxic substances. So you can see here, food we eat, whatever the food we are eating, it must be safe, it should be hygienic, it should be wholesome without any loss of nutrients, with the right nutritional content, and it should be free from the food that we are taking, it should be free from infection, contamination, toxic compounds and adulterations. This is what the main aspects of consumption of food. It should be adhered to all these things. So then only food is suitable and best for consumption. So to bring about those qualities of a very good food, so food standards are considered, and which are going to assure the quality of food. So this is about food standards. So further we are going to discuss in the next class. Thank you.